Hi, my name's Mike Kemp, and I'm the timpanist with the Winnipeg Symphony Orchestra, and I also teach here at the University of Manitoba. And today, I'm going to show you about one of my favorite things on the timpani. It's called pedaling, and it's really fun because you get to use your feet and your hands, and you get to play some cool things on these awesome drums. And what you do is you use your feet on those fancy little pedals that are behind the drums to change the note as you're playing. One of the things I really like about this technique is it allows you to play lots of different things, so you're not just stuck playing two notes. A lot of times, whether it's in band music or in the orchestra, you're stuck just playing two single notes like this. Not very much fun, really. So you take that and you add your feet into it, and you get to play cool stuff like this. Pretty sweet, if I do say so myself. So you might be asking, how do I do this? Well, ask no more. Let me show you. How I prefer to pedal is very similar to how a trombone player changes positions on the slide. You want to move as fast as possible from one spot to the next. And so you're doing that with your feet, though, while you're also playing something with your hands. Kind of like chewing gum and walking and patting your head and rubbing your belly. It takes some coordination, but with practice and diligence and commitment, you can be doing it too. So, here we go. The timpani has the ability to play individual notes, which is what makes it very different from a lot of the other drums in the percussion section. So it is not only a rhythmic instrument, but it's also a melodic and harmonic instrument. You can play scales, you can play melodies, you can play all sorts of fun activities and exercises on the drums. Now, how do you get better at that? This is where we come in with practice the pedal hand matching. So, we start with a very slow 4 clicks. We're going to start with a D on the 26-inch drum, the second smallest drum, and we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to play the drum on the D on beat 1 and slowly slide the pedal up towards the E and hopefully land on the E by beat 3. So it goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I arrive on beat 3. So one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I'm doing is I am moving my foot slowly up and hope to arrive on the exact pitch that I want to and not go too far and not go too low. Some of this comes into muscle memory, and the more you do it, the easier it gets, just like anything. But as I said, I think about pedaling like a trombone player, where you move as fast as you can in between slide positions. So we don't want to hear the gliss. When I go from a D to an E like this, I don't want to hear. You don't want to slide into it. You want it to be very precise. So that's where you practice slow like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next, you want to land on the and. So slowly get it faster. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now we're going to try and land on 2. 1, 2, 1 and 2 and 1 and So I'm still using my foot to get up there. It just becomes a faster movement. So now we're gonna try and speed it up even more. So it'll be 1 and 2, and we'll be on the and of 1. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. And at this point, it goes from a slow pedal movement where your ankle is just slowly pushing the pedal up, and it's a very sharp, rigid movement. So if I go slow, you get the gliss. If I go fast, it's clean. And we want to go for cleanliness here. So that's the way you speed it up from slow to fast, working on making your foot move quicker up until you get to the point where it's actually a very like that kind of motion. Sometimes I'm just so good at doing it, I can't even do it incorrectly. So similar to going up, when you come down, you're instead of using the toe of your foot to go up on the pedal, then you have to use the heel of your foot to bring the pedal back down and thus the pitch a bit lower. So I'm going to demonstrate the same exercise but going from an E down to a D. So we'll start with the same 1, 2, 3, 4, and landing on 3 on the D. So ready? 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Speed it up so it'll be on the and of 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And now it'll be on 2, and we're going to go back into, as I explained earlier, your foot goes from slow like this to a more rigid, sharp movement. So 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. I find personally coming down to be a bit more challenging because it's hard to get the pedal to initiate to come down, but it's also hard to either not overshoot because you're coming down with gravity, or you have all the weight from your leg coming down on the heel, thus making it want to go too far. So you have to have a bit of strength and resistance in your leg, both directions, but really coming down. So 1 and 2 and 3, we're going to go on 2. 1 and 2, and we're going to do the short, quick burst. So now the and of 1. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Just like that. And then you switch and get faster and you go. And you want to try and eliminate any of the glisses, the funny cartoon sounds that the timpani can make. Now, you might be wondering, what the heck am I looking at on the drums when I'm doing this? Well, some of the time it's by muscle memory, but some of the time I'm using these gauges that are on the drums. So there's these little pieces on the drum here, on the side of each drum. Hopefully your instruments have them, because if not, then you're on your own, and I'm sorry. But if they do have them, they have little note names. So C, B, A, D, G, F, all of the musical notes. And you should work on your ear so that you know what those notes are, which is an integral part of this. As I said, this is a melodic instrument, not just a rhythm instrument. So you actually have to know the notes. And what helps with the pedaling is when you set the gauges to the specific notes. So either use the bell, the glockenspiel in your school, or the vibraphone, or a pitch pipe, or a tuning fork, and find a note, and then play the note that you want, and then find it on the drum. Okay, so that's a G, and then I would move one of these little indicators here and put it where that note is. Okay, that's a G, and it's a little cheat code for knowing where you are while you're playing. No one else will know it but you, but it will help you play accurate and correctly and be able to do more with the instrument because you'll be more free to use your indicators as reliable checkpoints as you get across. So you can play scales and get around the instrument, and most of the time I'm just looking at where I'm playing because I have set my gauges and I know where the notes lie. And then you're free to be able to play cool melodies and pedal different licks and have a lot more fun on the instrument. So just like anything, it takes time to get better. You have to stay committed, you have to stay focused on incremental improvements every day. For me, it has taken a very long time to get to the point on this instrument where I feel extremely free and like I'm able to play almost anything that can come across the instrument. There are obvious limitations because I only have 2 feet and there are only 4 pedals, and I cannot play 4 pedals at the same time, unfortunately. However, with practice, I have figured out how to be able to play very melodic and very challenging pieces for the timpani, and some fun pieces too that are also challenging. And I think you'll recognize the next piece that I'm going to use to demonstrate just how much of a melodic instrument the timpani can really be, and not just playing 2 notes. I hope you enjoy it.